Hello everyone, today we have a special treat because we just purchased these Ohlins coilovers for our R33 GT-R. Now these are the best coilovers in the entire world for this platform. You heard it right, it stops right here, right at Ohlins. These are a masterpiece and we're excited because we're gonna make a whole video series. We're gonna tell you about the coilovers today. We're gonna unbox it and then we're gonna get technical on the next videos. We're gonna set them up, set up the preload, look at things, get it all right, and then we're gonna disassemble and install them on our GT-R. So we're super pumped up. So let's go ahead and get started and tell you a little bit about the Ohlins brand. Now, with the most famous companies out there, the most cliche thing you ever hear about them starting in a garage, well, Ohlins suspension was one of those. Kent Ohlins started the Ohlins suspension company in his garage while he was racing with MX bikes. Now, the motorcycle world is a whole different world. And when they use their suspension, they use it because if you've ever seen those guys launch and fly and all that, suspension is a critical thing. Now, Kent noticed that the bike and the weight and the power and the suspension that was on it wasn't a good match, and he knew that there was a problem, and he decided to develop his own solution, and that's the suspension. Now, as he started to produce these things and do all this awesomeness within the motorcycle world, he caught the attention of Yamaha. And this was after he and other people have won championships using his suspension. So Yamaha took notice of Ohlins and they purchased a stake in the company. And as Ohlins started to grow, they transitioned to motorsports, into road racing. As a matter of fact, they transitioned into the Grand Prix. Well, a great thing is that a couple of Grand Prix championships happened with the use of Ohlins suspensions. And as they progressed and moved on, this company started to take off. Now later on, they got into cars, they got a contract with Ferrari, and then here recently, now they're into literally into mountain bikes, and for the longest they've been into motorcycles, all the way from the MX motorcycles to the street bikes. This is literally one of the most legendary companies. I believe in 2007 they already had over 200 championships under their belt with people who used Ohlins suspension. Now today I am super pumped up because I've always heard of this brand and I've always wanted to get a set, but they're not cheap, they're expensive. But I could tell you already that the attention of detail is all the way into the way that it was packaged. We got our Ohlins suspension within a box, in a box, bubble wrapped. And let me tell you, when you order a lot of parts, that means a lot because things get damaged. And I was already able to tell that these guys really pay attention to the details. So let's go ahead and show you what's inside these boxes. Now, I already took these out of the box, but we're gonna move over to the box and I wanna show you something. And it's the small details that matter, guys. So this box was within a box that was bubble wrapped, but then these shocks were underneath these molded foams and they were packaged with styrofoam, and this is how they came, guys. Just like this with that molded on top. Knowing that this is packaged like this really tells you that it's a prelude to the way that they manufacture and engineer things. Also, I've purchased a lot of coilovers and I've never seen an actual strap to hold the actual shock. Usually it's this kind of like grocery store type of like zip tie, you know, the ones that are a little fibery and you click it and stuff like that. You cut it and it just goes. Well, this is a nice touch. But here is their trademark color, and look how beautiful this looks, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous, and I am super, super pumped up. And of course, we're gonna bust out our dust boots, and if you come over to the box over here, we have some more shocks, but we actually get to show you how they're packaging things, right? So when we take them out, it looks like we have the front ones here, we have some stickers here, but we also have some instructions, which is really important. All right, we have the instructions and there's actually an English portion, which is really important because I'm telling you guys, Today, it's really hard to get good instructions, to get good packaging, and you could just tell the attention to detail. You could tell the quality and just everything, the way that this is presented to the customer. I mean, this is top-notch stuff here. So we're gonna unbox this with you guys. I haven't opened this up yet. And it looks like we have our springs right here. And it looks like we have our top hats, which is really neat. And I'm gonna take one top hat out. Look at that machining, guys. It's not just a pretty color, but that is some serious stuff right there. Nice rubber, everything just looks extremely good. So why did we go all the way out? Why did we get the best of the best? Well, the R33 GT-R is a very, very special car. As a matter of fact, if you guys have watched my videos and you follow my Instagram, you'll know that I'm always talking about how this is the first production car to break the 8-minute barrier at the Nürburgring. And that's because of its all-wheel drive, it's a Tesla, it's rear-wheel steering, it's inline 6 with 2 turbos. It is just a really cool, fast car, and in its time, it was using technology that was really ahead of its time as far as the use of it in performance in sports cars. So I was thinking, let's take this awesome classic Super JDM car and put the most advanced, most well-crafted coilovers on this car, and let's see how the pairing, let's see how the combination do. I think it's gonna make an incredible ride, and it's gonna change the whole entire car. It's one of those things that sometimes when you invest into a certain point of the car and you do the best of the best, it changes the whole experience of the car. And that's what I'm looking for. But I am not a suspension guru or genius, or like I do it every day. And that's why we're gonna do this in a video series. That's why we're gonna take it out. We're gonna work through it step by step. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do everything very slow. We're gonna talk about torque specs. We're gonna talk about preload. We're gonna talk about height. We're gonna talk about height adjustment. And then we're gonna talk about the feel of the car, the rebound, the double valve system that it has. And really, I am super stoked because it's a project that I've been wanting to take on for a long time. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in for this series. We're going to have some other videos in between it, but make sure if you want to follow along with the videos, you just look for them. I'll try to put them together. At the end of this video, you're going to see an icon pop up if the other video is available, but most likely we're going to be taking it slow. So I'm excited for you guys to join us in this journey. All right, guys, you take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.